at the Hawthorne Bridge. You've been scared of the cops, so you haven't talked to them.
They just beat me, Mary. They almost beat me every inch of my life. And they pulled me in my wrist or my head hurts worse than ever. I have the worst headache ever.
They're going to get you some headache meds and Gatorade. Bye-bye. Hi, Mr. Clark. You guys are great. Thanks for your help. Are you going to follow or just talk to me? It's going to be okay. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Ask for hydroxyzine. He needs to be back on his meds. He's got an anxiety med that brings it down. I'm in love with him, but I don't like having to have a restraining order on someone I'm in love with because it puts me in a really conflicted position. But
so you're the girlfriend?
Well, I mean, it barely works out because he's clearly like a 3-year-old child right now. And my mom has a restraining order from the same judge, which we advocated for ourselves at Gateway Domestic Violence Center.
And that's very good.
My mom can't handle this. My mom is a psychiatric nurse. So in some ways, like, I grew up in a social working psychiatric nurse family, so I get it. I get he's, you know, he might be better in 5 minutes, but it's beyond our, you guys are big men, and you can handle, I mean, clearly they needed backup immediately. Two officers needed backup. And I'm concerned that he may injure himself, he may, who knows, hopefully. I tried to coach him on asking for his meds, asking for food and nutrition, asking for a nurse.
Well, yeah, what they'll do in these cases, I mean, he'll get to jail, they'll put him in an isolation cell and monitor him to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself or anything. He's not injured now. Clearly, he was saying that his wrist hurt.
He was suicidal 2 nights ago.
I looked at it. I mean,
here's the thing that I don't get. He body slammed his own head into the cop car. He has such a head injury that he's likely to die from that injury. If he dies in your custody, to dissolve your responsibility from the head injury that I have on videotape, I would suggest he get radioed in for immediate medical in terms of evaluating the brain injury, because that brain injury is so severe that if he takes a turn for the worse, you don't want, I mean, I'm a paralegal, I'm not a lawyer, but like a liability issue, the most medical precautions that he can get at this point will help protect you guys in the end. And his brain injury is severe, and the head, what's his name, the older guy, he didn't want to make a big deal about that head injury, but I witnessed it. So in my opinion, denying him a proper MRI in this situation might actually just not be the best thing. And I don't know if it's a financing thing or...
No, that's not an issue.
Getting that information to the nurse.
Yeah, I mean, we can't just...
Well, even if the officer won't talk about it, I'm telling you because you're a supervisor. And my mom's calling the jail because she used to work there. So, so she's hoping she can pull some strings for his medical needs. I don't know.
I mean, we can't, all of that stuff, MRIs, all that, that's not anything that we can dictate. That's a standard deal because he's not showing any, I mean.
His DAR is on record though, with the brain injury was a split skull fracture, bleeding. The skull has grown erect.
Sure.
Yeah, it's really intense.
I'm sure it's bad.
Yeah.
We're not doctors. We don't, he's not exhibiting any kind of sign that he's in any sort of medical distress. So he'll get to jail where the nurses...
He'll just be interpreted as a belligerent crazy man, basically, but not... I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but...
No, he'll get... The way it works, he'll go to jail, he'll be seen by the medical professionals in jail.
Okay, that's
and then
consoling.
They can evaluate him and determine...
The trouble, I think, because he's... I mean, I'm not guardian ad litem at this point, but because he is so childlike in his demeanor, as well as potentially violent, he can't say, "Hi, I'm Ben Pickering. I have such a serious head injury that when I knock my head like this, I can actually die. And I might die in your cop car." So he's not going to, he will tell you that eventually, but it gets very convoluted. I'm just kind of like, cut to the chase. This is what you're working with.
He was telling me that his head problem was from 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, he was additionally hit with a crowbar, beaten on the ass. His tailbone is cracked. He's also denying himself medical attention for those injuries, and that's where it's spiraling into this.
The best thing is get him to the jail staff so they can actually do it.
I don't know if there's any way to solicit a crime report for him while you have him in custody, because his thing with you guys is he likes you, but then he wants you to help, but then he's scared, and it's just, he knows he always gets arrested because he always acts crazy. So he wanted to make the crime report, but I don't know if there's any assistance he could get to help for the mugging. It was the 14th. The 14th, he was mugged with a crowbar. No, he didn't make a crime report. And it's almost like his disability needs and rights are that you've got to think about, like, when a 3-year-old child has something bad happen, he's too disoriented, and it might take 3 times longer than usual. But if you have a chance to send someone in
to talk to him.
Yeah, yeah, he's really too out of it. Yeah. He basically sort of made the report to me. We went to Clackamas ER. He got some immediate treatment. He got an MRI, and
the ER didn't call police?
That's shady, isn't it? Yeah,
No,
I think it is.
Shady, it's just...
Well, and it might have been jurisdictionally because they're in Clackamas versus in...
They still would call.
Mall. Yeah, it was strange. Yeah.
Typically, I mean, if somebody's been...
He was intoxicated at the time, and I think his incoherency left the doctor in the dark a bit. Like, the guy thing where, it was nothing, I can handle it. He was kind of doing that, because that's his approach to his medical care, is all hell's breaking loose, but the second he gets around guys who are a doctor, he'll say, oh, no big deal. So it ends up being really self-defeating in terms of him getting really appropriate care.
What I can say is that he is one of
millions, hundreds, thousands that you're dealing with like this.
That have very similar stuff, and that's why the officer might come across as nonchalant with this. Because it's formula every day. So the jail staff are very versed.
I can say I'm burnt out after 2 years, and I have enormous respect for it, because I think I started with a big ego, and now I feel so defeated. I feel like I can't help him. I don't know what to do, and
it's so hard because we deal with this every single day.
Yeah, totally. In all different formats. With
We have the full gamut.
Yeah, totally.
Mental health is our biggest thing now. That's what we deal with.
I've tried so hard to get. I hope he.
Brain injuries are terrible.
They are, and it sounds like it's a long-term thing. And
it is.
Yeah. I can't believe they let them loose on the street to predate on elderly people. To me, that's kind of like, I think there should be a home for him that is comprehensive. And then it would save you guys a lot of trouble. Fund it.
We used to have that.
Yeah.
Well, no, we used to have the mental hospitals and a lot more capacity to house people with mental health, but they decided that it was best to not keep people locked up and to allow them to take care of themselves, which they're mentally ill and they can't.
Right.
And it's just a vicious cycle. We're trying to push back against that because we see.
You see clearly.
He needs to be in housing somewhere. And forced.
Which essentially, me and my mom are sort of bridging the gap, but the point where we're smaller than him and he can overpower us and intimidate us. We can't really. I can see minor improvements, but then it always reverts back to this crisis mode.
Yeah.
And
I have another guy that's just a tragic story where he